Hi there, I'm Dave and I'm an Assistant Manager in the Entrepreneurial Tax team here at Chiene and Tait. I'm going to discuss a tax incentive that is available to companies that can help reduce their tax liability or provide them with a tax repayment. The relief is massively underclaimed and you'll be surprised what can qualify and how much benefit you can get. I'm of course talking about Research and Development Tax Relief, R&D for short, which is available to all, not just scientists. In this webinar, I'm not planning to cover all the points, more to give you an idea of the relief and to see if you might be missing out. So what are we going to cover today? In this webinar, I'm going to cover the basics, details of the tax relief itself, HMRC's interpretation of what R&D is, and what qualifies for relief, and provide some examples to show you that your company may qualify. I'll also end with a couple key points to consider. So, what is R&D tax relief? Well, it's a tax incentive designed to encourage companies to invest in R&D and boost innovation in the UK. Companies can receive a tax credit or enhanced deductions to reduce their tax bill. There are two schemes, the SME scheme for small and medium-sized companies, and the R&D scheme, which stands for Research and Development Expenditure Credit, for everyone else. The SME scheme is by far the more beneficial of the two. For 100k of qualifying expenditure under the SME scheme, you can get 230k worth of losses to be used to offset future profits, or a tax credit of 33k. The tax relief forms an important part in the company's funding life cycle. It provides them with a cash injection when most companies don't have a product or income stream. The R&D tax relief has been ongoing since 2000 and really is one of the best reliefs available. In layman's terms, if you are paying tax, you will reduce your tax liability. If not, you'll get a cash repayment. So what is R&D? Well, there's not an easy answer. It's not defined fully in the legislation. However, you'll be surprised at what projects can qualify. Per HMRC's guidance, any project that seeks an advance in science or technology through the resolution of scientific or technological uncertainties will qualify for R&D. Let's break that into two sections. Advance in science or technology. This is where the project seeks to extend overall knowledge in a field of science or technology, or makes an appreciable improvement to an existing process. The other part of that section is technological uncertainty. This exists where knowledge of whether something is technologically feasible is not readily deductible by a competent professional working in the field. Technological uncertainty will often arise from turning something that has already been established as feasible into a cost-effective, reliable process or product. It's worth noting that this is not simply an advance in the company's own technology, and it has to be an advancement in the overall of technology itself. This might not be in the public domain, like trade secret, where solutions aren't common knowledge. Even if the advance is not achieved though, R&D can still take place. Finally, it's worth pointing that it's not just for scientists in lab coats. All different sectors are eligible. So what projects will qualify? Well, I won't bore you with the obvious ones. If you're involved in space exploration, it's safe to say that all projects will be qualified. On the following slides, I'm going to give a handful of examples on R&D projects that have qualified for relief in the past. So let's have a look at the first one, creating a soft drink. This has proved quite popular right now, with, for example, Iron Brew reducing their sugar content. Changing recipes to improve flavours and contents will likely qualify for R&D tax relief. Construction and manufacturing leads the way in R&D claims, accounting for a third of all submitted. The new Queen's Ferry crossing in Edinburgh will likely have qualified for tax relief. Learning management systems are extremely common now. Most integrate with third-party software. The integrations themselves can be fairly complex, in particular when integrating with a bespoke platform, and this will likely qualify for R&D tax relief. Easy integrations, however, where a single line of code has been used, will unlikely qualify. Developing an in-house customer relationship management system, which is suited to a unique problem of the business, will likely have to overcome unique technological uncertainties and will therefore qualify. So, on to my final slide. A couple things to consider. Have you made a technological advancement? Is your company working on something that has never before been attempted? Is the company trying to improve existing projects through technological change? Or has your company found a more efficient way to work? If the answer is yes to any of these, there is likely to be R&D. This is a very brief overview, not covering the more technical points. I've missed out on what expenditure qualifies, the effect grants can have on a claim, and the difference between the two schemes. It's an extremely complex area of the legislation. Therefore, if you think you may qualify, I'd always recommend that you speak to an R&D specialist. We have now reached the end of this webinar. If you have any queries at all about R&D tax relief, whether you can apply, etc., or might qualify, please feel free to contact me directly. My email address is on the screen.